Were you once a mocked pioneer? There are questions that any early miner of PIcoin may have heard at least once. Isn't it a multi-level scam to mine some coins with a Scamania mobile phone? And a word that seems to have reached a conclusion is a waste of time. The early pioneers who first encountered PIcoin and introduced it to those around them could not help but get used to this reaction. However, the stories of those who persevered despite that sadness still have a strange charm that makes us laugh and cry. Do you know PIcoin? There are many people whose hearts fluttered until they uttered these words. No matter how close a friend or family member was, the moment I introduced PIcoin, there were questions and sarcasm that came immediately. Did you start multi-stage? Come to your senses. Where is free in the world these days? There was a pioneer who was once trying to explain PIcoin to a co-worker and was told that he had no idea it would become like this. The shock at the time was indescribable. There was even a spouse who ridiculed him at home when he saw that he was going to mine PIcoin. Oh my! Now it's a real comedy saying you're going to make money in the bathroom. Even secretly touching your cell phone in the bathroom for the family atmosphere. There were also people who canned PIcoin. In the beginning, Han Chai Golja confessed that the real bathroom was my office and burst out laughing as he recalled those days. In the early days of PIcoin mining, even the word kex was unfamiliar. Will it really be listed? Doubts have often crept into the minds of miners. But it is true that every time I masturbated, comforting myself and telling myself that I could just press it down. But as time passes, when the KC certification process began, the situation changed. Friends who have been mocking for a while. How do you do, Katie? He started contacting me first, asking me to let you know. It is said that the joy at this time was as if a life that had only been going downhill for a long time had suddenly turned into an uphill road. Many pioneers mined without family and friends. When I heard that I was going to burn coins with my smartphone, I had to explain it again. So I secretly pressed the button before going to the bathroom or going to sleep. There were also many funny confessions that it felt like I was having my own secret ritual every 24 hours a day. A pioneer who introduced PIcoin to a meeting of friends was laughed at for a long time. But he didn't lose his positive attitude, joking that he should buy a cup of coffee if I asked him to let me know later. Years later, when his friends actually asked for help and bought him coffee, he smiled quietly. In particular, many people spend the night explaining the technical principles and philosophy of PIcoin to dispel the misunderstanding that it is multi-level. However, the other person usually concluded it wasn't multi-level. The pioneers who faced this situation later became indifferent and changed their stance to be skeptical. By 2024, public perception of PIcoin changed drastically. The very people who mocked them are now the ones seeking information and sharing news about PIcoin first. Hey, are you still involved with PIcoin? Every time I hear someone tell me something, I feel like my initial sadness is compensated in an instant. One pioneer even doubted why I was doing this at the time. But now he was proud that those around him saw me as a successful secret agent. These are stories that will resonate with those who experienced the early sadness of PIcoin. Now is the time to doubt everything. I also find time to reflect on the misunderstandings of those days with laughter. However, it is also meaningful to share and empathize with those sad moments and look back at those times. The sadness endured by the early pioneers is turning into pride. Your journey through all of that, your story, is right there. If you have a special experience, please tell me. The sadness of a cup of coffee coupon for the adopted person will turn into a sweet memory if it is accompanied by coffee.